So I wish all of you listen to it very carefully. That could be really helpful for us and maybe for people around us. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to the MCs of the day. Over to you guys.
Glad to see you all again. Every student needs a guide when they feel low. When we are in a dilemma of what to do and what not to do, we need someone who guides us with our judgment. This is where the role of a counselor comes in. Student counseling is a must at every school and college, but everyone isn't aware of it and its benefits. At SRMAP, we understand the importance of having a support system for the students. Let us hear more about it from our student counselor, Miss Ayushi Sharma. Over to you.
Thank you, Revati ma'am, and the MCs. A very good afternoon to all the students. I'm Ayushi, the student counselor at SRM. So I'm just seeing how many. Okay, so all 222 of us and the ones who are joining. I'm sure that all of you have set. All of you have a certain set of aims and aspirations to achieve some kind of dream to achieve in the next coming 3 to 4 years. And there will be a lot of factors which are going to determine whether or not you achieve those dreams. Two of the major factors that are a part of those many factors are, one is the effort, the intelligence, the learning that you put in the academics, and the other part of it comes from the emotional regulation, or as we call it in psychology, an emotional quotient or emotional intelligence that you have, right? So I have a question to start with, that a good IQ out of the two, a good IQ, or is it emotional intelligence? What do you think would be more related to success in your life? You can answer in the chat box whether it is an EQ, an emotional intelligence that you feel is something that will lead you to your success, or is it the IQ? Okay, we are having answers about emotional intelligence mostly. Okay, IQ, fine. Both. Okay. So, right. So good IQ and a good IQ and an emotional intelligence together actually builds up what you want, what you need for success. But a good IQ may help you determine a good academic performance and an advanced degree. But people might not be able to be successful if their emotional intelligence is low, and because they might experience a lot of problems with family relations, with interpersonal personal relationship, and hence they might not be able to manage a lot of problems that are associated other than just their performance, which eventually deteriorates their performance. So in a way, we can say that if a student does not develop a good EQ skill or emotional intelligence, you might be limiting your future potential. And with that, we'll start very formally. I'll start by introducing you what counseling actually is, because there's a lot of misinformation that floats around when it comes to mental health specifically, and what counseling and guidance refers to. I'll just take 1 minute to share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So counseling is basically for an act of helping any individual to see things more clearly and possibly from a different viewpoint. Now, this can enable the individual to focus on the feelings, experiences, or behavior, and with the goal to facilitate or initial a positive change. Now, counseling can come in different forms and it may be used to address a variety of problems. In general, the person seeking counseling meets with someone who is professional in the area of concern. Now, this area of concern could be anything ranging from depression to very basic behavioral issues or parenting problems, etc. And the counselor gives you the opportunity and an environment, a safe environment to talk about your concerns. They ask you questions and they'll offer you information and strategies based on their expertise to deal with your concern and move forward to a more satisfactory situation, and that helps you build the insights and self-awareness wherein so that you can take better decisions for yourselves. In my experience with the university students, I believe that it is safe to say that college students stress over more than just classes. So a typical student day today will have their hands full between the classes, the internships, and the extracurricular activities, and it can sometimes get very overwhelming. And this is where the role of guidance and counseling come in. So college is exciting, it is an exciting place, but it requires all of you students to learn how to adapt to various kind of situations, from learning how to cope with stress to meeting people from different walks of life. And for many it would also involve like learning how to live on your own for the very first time. And all these changes have a significant impact on your overall well-being. So now there's this myth about counseling that it is only needed by people who have very severe and serious mental health issues. Let me tell you that counseling is not limited to just that. There might be people struggling with severe issues who need counseling, who need professional help, but counseling is for everyone. Through counseling, students can work with their feelings, their thoughts, their interpersonal relationships in ways that help them manage their emotions and see things from a different perspective. Like we just discussed, a student does not have to go through a trauma or a huge life event or a huge change to benefit from counseling or guidance. Talking to any professional allows you to get a sense of how you appear to people, and it offers insights on how your emotions affect your daily lives and help you to get a feedback on whatever you're feeling. So that way you can make more wiser decisions towards the aim, towards the aspiration that you have. And counseling and guidance can help you get through the psychological and emotional roadblocks that you might encounter in the next 3-4 years of your college life, of your adult life. So one of the major benefits of counseling for college students is that it brings massive support also when it comes to having someone to talk to and offer guidance. And there is scientific evidence to support the notion that social support or any kind of emotional support can help build resilience against stress. It helps you better overcome obstacles and difficult circumstances that you might face. Now, another huge benefit for a student is by speaking to a professional counselor is that it helps them work towards their goal as well, which can bring peace of mind, confidence, and ultimately more meaning to your life. So we'll go across some of the most common myths around counseling. So one of the myths says that seeking counseling or taking any kind of guidance or therapy is a sign of weakness. So what I would want to say is that there's nothing weak about seeking a counselor, seeking any kind of help for your emotional issues. In fact, it takes inner strength to admit that you need professional help. And it is one of the most wisest decisions that you can make to protect your emotional health in the longer run. And there's another myth which says that a counselor does not know you, so they may not be able to help you understand your problems. Whereas if we see it professionally, they are the best people who can help you because they have the expertise in the field, and also they will be able, because they don't know you personally, they will be able to give you a more non-judgmental and unbiased opinion on your problems, or they can help you navigate through your difficulties. So there is no shame in wanting a better life, and that's why there's no shame in going or asking for help. Now, these are the contact details. Our university have two counselors, Dr. Smita Sharma and me as Ayushi. You can snapshot the screen, or you can write down the email details. You can write to us at any point if you feel you are not getting the help that you need, or you feel that you are in some kind of crisis or trouble. Please reach out to us. And I think bottling up your emotions will not help you get where you want to go. Instead, you have help at hand. You just have to reach out to the right people. With that, I would also say that so many misinformation, myths, and confusion around mental health and guidance, it can get very difficult at times to understand, to identify that what are the warning signs, when should I actually ask for help, when should I reach for help. For that, I think Ms. Shipra is going to cover that how to better identify the warning signs, how to destigmatize asking for help, and what is the right time to know that when you need help, and to go for it, to not be ashamed of it. With that, I'll just I think I'll ask Ms. Shipra to take it over from here.
Thank you, Ayushi ma'am, for your wonderful session. So, without any delay, in relation to the concept of counseling, art therapy is an expressive discipline with the potential to enrich ourselves. So, it's my pleasure to welcome Ms. Shipra Dhingra ma'am, an expressive arts-based therapist licensed by UNESCO, CID, and Fortis Healthcare, Shalimar Bagh, Delhi. Not only this, but she is a founder of Happiness Peddler, an initiative towards fighting the stigma attached to mental health. Without further ado, I request Ms. Shipra ma'am to expound upon the topic of how do we know if we need help. Over to you, ma'am.
Shipra, are we audible?
I think, wait. I think, ma'am, there's some technical issue from our side.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. It's not clear.
1 second.
Okay, till the time I think Ms. Shipra figures out the technical glitches, I would like all of you to write in the chat box what are the myths around mental health that you have come across in past, and let's try to address them. If anybody of you have come across any kind of myths, or you believe that you have a question regarding counseling as such, regarding what you have heard in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, she
Hi.
is joined. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hello, everyone. I am Shipra Dhingra, and so sorry for the technical issues. And yes, I am an art-based therapist. I use multiple mediums of art to address the issues related to mental health. And yes, mental health is a huge taboo in our country. Bringing up these topics and just mentioning mental health is a huge deal. Is a huge deal, and I am a first-hand experienced person to know that. So yeah, today we are going to understand if we really need help, and if we do, how to reach out, and how to understand that we need help, and how to really have a checklist and point out things that, yeah, maybe something's wrong and maybe I need something. So yes, what I need is everyone to have one paper and a pen or pencil, anything to write with. Can we have that? If yes, just raise your hands, guys. I would see. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. All right. Mental health. So there are two kinds, mental health and physical health. Okay, I want to share a presentation as well. Can I share my screen, guys? Yeah, anyway, it's not happening. Yeah. Ah, two kinds of health, mental health and physical health. So, mental health is what we call our feelings, our thoughts, and how we behave, how we think. All these things come under mental health. And physical health, we all know, your yoga, your breathing, going around, your exercise, your food, and everything. So I would like to take a minute and ask everyone, what do we do? Everything. What do we do for our physical health? Like exercise and running, jogging, sleeping on time. So what else? What else? I would like to know from you guys. Healthy food. Yes. Thank you. Eating. Food is quite the popular here. Yes. What else? Breathing correctly. Thank you, Andy. Playing. Yes. That's there. Doing what we like. That's a little hard because, again, we have a lot of things to do. So, yeah, resting. I just dream that I'm the most successful person. Dreaming is one of the things that we should be doing, guys. Yes. So, and staying happy. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Yes, amazing. So these are all mix of keeping our health together, physical and mental. Meditation, yes. Thank you, Meghna. And again, yeah, SRM college. We attend classes, and yes, we get a lot of knowledge, a lot of input, where we can figure out what to do, what not to do. So yes, a lot of input. Thank you, guys. We know a lot already. Yes. Okay, coming back to mental health and physical health. These are two different kinds. We cannot mix them. We cannot say we are doing this, so everything will be all right. Sometimes we have to be very objective about these things, like how to go about it, how not to go about it, what to do, what not to do. Because sometimes it happens like uh, we know we are doing best. We know what's going on, and we know that yes, if I do this, everything will be okay. Sometimes we need to reach out because we don't have the proper tools. We don't have the techniques, the knowledge to give, to use it on us, which becomes a problem. Yes, can we see the screen? You need a thumbs up to move
Yes,
forward.
yes, it's
Yeah.
visible.
All right. Yeah. So again, self-assessment that is very much needed. How do we go about it, and how do we turn it into some help and for us to be more productive? That's all it is. So again, going forward, tell me one thing that you have done for yourself in the past 2 weeks, like just for yourself. You have not really listened to other people, and you have not um seen for the expectation. You have not considered anyone's word, like I should be doing this, I should be doing that, but you've done entirely for yourself. What is it? Yes, in the chat. Video games, nice. Shuttle, nice. Thank you guys. Oh, cooking, writing, yes, playing, sleeping, journaling, yes, amazing. So yeah, these are the basic examples of how we take care of ourselves. So sometimes taking care of ourselves can also mean that you just talk about yourself, or you think for yourself. That's enough. So see what works for you. Like a lot of people have written cooking or eating or resting. Wonderful. We do not skip on these things. These are very basic. So if we are doing this, if we are taking care of these things, yes, go on. And yes, again, what is art therapy? We got a very uh, word to word definition of art therapy and self care, which is,
Sorry to interrupt you. Could you put it in the presentation mode, slideshow mode?
yeah, it is.
No, on top, slideshow. Home, insert, design, transitions, animation, slideshow. You can click on that. Right on screen. It's there on screen. Slideshow.
Yes, now?
No, yeah, better. Go ahead. Thank you.
What is self care? The ability of individuals, families, and communities to promote health, prevent diseases, maintain health, and cope with illnesses, which is the definition we see everywhere. But what really it is. So we use hygiene to really check up if there is self hygiene or not. If I am taking care of myself, I'm taking bath every day, I am cleaning up my room, I am arranging my desk and everything, all these little things, but hygiene, keeping up with yourself and around you, which is very important. And again, nutrition, how we eat, what we eat, and how much, how often. These are the very basic forms of nutrition, forms of ways that we take care of our nutrition, take care of our appetite, and how it is affected when something happens in our life, like when exams are there, you want to eat less. When there are so much work around the house, then you would be more hungry because you're running around, you'll be thinking a lot, you'll be talking a lot, so your appetite is more. That's where you know, like, yeah, something is wrong, and I need to address it. It's not like yeah, one day you're eating a lot, so that's a problem. No. But if it becomes a everyday thing, when it becomes a regular more than 2 weeks thing, then we need to address it. Like you're not hungry for a long time, and it's not bothering your appetite because your appetite is low then. So how to go about it, how to address it. And then the lifestyle, how do you go about it? Do you go out? What's your lifestyle? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you indulge in family gatherings, or how do you go about it? And what's the regular lifestyle? So that represents a lot of your health, a lot of your personal, physical, and emotional health. So yeah, focus on that and maybe objectively see what is going on around you and what you're really interested in, like sports and leisure time activities. And then there are environmental factors like your going around and living conditions and your social habits. People are a lot into traveling nowadays, and because of COVID it has stopped, so we don't know what's going on. So what is the alternative for you? Have you found any alternative, or have you working on anything? So these are the little things that we really need to see or focus on and address maybe if there's an issue. And then socioeconomic factors, that are your income levels and cultural beliefs, which comes very along the road where uh, you've settled with all the basics like hygiene and nutrition and lifestyle. So if we are settled with all these things, then comes your socioeconomic factors, which are major factors and major contributing factors, but still we do not really consider them unless it's too late, because our belief system is the core, a fundamental core of yourself. So we do a lot of things, our actions, our behaviors are driven by these beliefs, but we do not really consider them, because it's ingrained that we cannot question these beliefs. And these beliefs can be, for example, that you're not supposed to question anyone elder than you, or you are not supposed to, or it's not good if you think for yourself, if you're selfish, if you take time for yourself. That is a belief. And our actions, our behavior, our thought process is based on these beliefs, that if I think for myself, I should be feeling guilty, or I feel guilty a lot, and I'll stop doing that. So, which is a problem, which is a major problem, because if you're not well, you may not be able to do like function well around you, and may not be able to help others as well, if that is the intention. Because if we go out, we meet socially, we indulge socially, then we need to be stable enough to do that. Then only we can move forward. So these are the very basic things that we need to look forward to, we need to look at to understand, yes, something's going wrong or something's going right, I am doing absolutely fine. Because sometimes all these things are fine, but still there are issues to be addressed. So we can go forward and address the issues, because we know nothing else is wrong. My sleep is fine, my appetite is fine, my nutrition level, my quality of food is fine, my lifestyle is fine, but I know there's still something wrong, so I can address it. And then we reach out, and then we ask for help. That's where we know if I'm doing everything correctly, then why, then what is the need to go. And then comes what is art therapy. As your MC already told you, some integrated mental health and human service profession uses all waste of arts to have human experience with the therapeutic relationship, which is very important. We use these art forms like writing, drawing, and music, movement, poetry. So we use all of these mediums to in a therapeutic setting. That means that the intention that has been set behind is to help a person process emotionally and mentally. So in a therapeutic setting, if we use these mediums of art, we can really have something, we can really have an output. And some of the ways that we use this art therapy is expressive art, that is your drawing, your painting, anything related to paper and some art supplies, we use it. It is to express. That is why it's known as expressive arts. We express whatever is going on in our heads, in our heart, in our minds. And through drawings, through paintings, through symbols, through signs. That's how you know that yes, something I need to put out something, because when it's inside, it does not make sense, and you need something. So, and music. A lot of people use music as a medium. When you share music with your friends, you know why you're sharing it. There are some parts of lyrics, there's some parts of music that you like the most, that you relate the most, and that's why you share. And that's when music comes in, where you can express yourself through someone else's words, someone else's work of art, where you do not have to put out all these things that you're feeling, but you still have something to relate to, so that people can understand you, people can really know what's going on with you, and maybe have help. So yes, music is a great medium, and it's not just for help, and it can be used for just basic sharing, basic expression, where with some people music plays like huge role in their lives, because nothing else works for them but music works. So they use that, and which is very beautiful to see that how music can change lives, how music can change your thought process, how music can change your emotions. Like if you're feeling something, you listen to a song, and then you're feeling some other thing. So that's how you know that music has so much power. And going forward, dance and movement. Dance and movement, again, a major thing, where you use the whole body, where you integrate your body and mind, and balance it out throughout, so that you know where where are the things that need to be addressed, that needs to be considered. So dance and movement can have a lot of impact, but you need to know if this works for you. You need to know that yes, this is for me. Now there are a lot of things like drama and poetry and storytelling. These are the things that work for very few people, and doesn't work for other people. So we do not have to keep that inside us, that it's working for other people, that why can't I uh, do some poetry, why can't I write it out, and why can't I express myself in that way. So uh, explore explore as much as you can, because that's where you know that yeah, writing does not work for me, but music does. So that's how you know it's my way. It's not something that music works for some people, why does not it work for me? So do not put so much pressure on yourself. And then comes play therapy. That is again where you play a role of a person that's in your life and making a problem, and then you see another perspective. That's how you explore, that's how you understand different perspectives. So these are very basic art forms that we use in a therapeutic setting to understand what's going on with the person. So that's how you understand yourself and others. Again, what does self-care mean to you? Now, if we ask what will be the extreme level of self-care for you, what is it for you? It could be eating for some people, and it could be sleeping. So no worries, just be open and write just one word or one statement. What will be the extreme level of self-care for you? Like if something's going wrong and you need to just chill and you need to just be out of that zone, what do you do? What is that extreme level? Music, enjoying situations, coffee, yes, dance, going for a walk, yes, playing, closing eyes, yes. Oh, thinking of happy memories, yeah, you can trick your brain, yes, with that. Music, walking, singing, absolutely, these things work. Yes. And Oh, sleeping, guitar, hanging out with friends. Wonderful, wonderful. So, again, the point is to know, to be aware, like what works for me when I am in trouble, when I have some issue going on in my life, what to do, who to reach out, how to go about it. Because when you're in the situation, when you're in that heightened senses, heightened emotions, you don't really understand what to do. But if you have a plan, you're aware that, yeah, this works for me. So whenever a situation arises, you know what to do. So yeah, awareness is a big deal here. And I'm going to repeat that word, awareness, a lot today. So I cannot stress it enough. Know yourself, know that level, know that self care part for yourself. How does it work for you? Which will make a lot of difference. So, like for me, talking about myself a lot is an extreme level of self care for me. And I suppose it is for a lot of people here. When we talk about ourselves, when we just let it out, it is extremely helpful. And yes, how do you think we can be helped when we know if something's wrong, if something's going not right? How can we be helped? So there are 5 types of your whole being, the holistic self, how you can understand that, yes, maybe here I have to work, or maybe here I have to address. Sensory is the first, your touch, smell, sound, and sight. Then ground yourself, understand all your senses. When you use all your senses, you understand uh, that which where I'm going wrong. When you close your eyes and hear the sounds around, is there chaos, or you're calm, or you peaceful? So all these sensory parts, uh, use all of the senses when you're in the situation, because that's how you know you're in the present. And you are not the problem, you have to resolve the problem, so you have to be stable enough. So sensory stability is the must and the foremost thing we need to look at if there is a situation, if there is a problem, and you need to address it. But if you're not stable enough, and you need to stabilize yourself first. So how do you go about it? You stabilize yourself through all the 5 senses. I think we have all heard this a lot, that see 5 things, smell 4 things, hear 3 things, taste 2 things, say 1 thing. So these are making use of all your 5 senses and grounding yourself so that you can address a problem. So that's how you go about just the physical part of yourself to really address the mental part. That's how we go about it. And then emotional, how are the feelings about the situation? How do you feel them? How deeply are they affecting? Because that's how you understand if a problem is on the surface or it's more than that, and you need some time, you need some space to understand the problem. So emotional, the depth of emotion is a lot more important when we get to it, because we don't really give it a lot of attention, and that's where the problem increases. We need to know where it's hurting and why. So all the emotional part, yes, address it and see where it's hurting, and do you feel them really? Because when it comes to it, when you're in the zone, the only emotion that we feel is anger. Because it is said that anger is the most acceptable emotion in society. So whatever happens, any situation, you either get frustrated or angry. So which should not be the case, because then you're not able to process. then you're not able to understand what you're feeling. You're just skipping to the part where you're accepted by the society, by the people around you. So emotions, there are a range of emotions, a bunch of emotions, but we need to understand what you're feeling, because skipping to the part where it's just passing through the situation and not really addressing it, because we know people won't understand, we know people won't like, or we know people won't even try to understand. We don't even try to feel, to be in the situation, which should not be the case. Yes, next, physical. Now, your bodily well being, your sleeping, your appetite. These are the two major things that are affected when something happens. So, very beware a lot when your sleep pattern is disturbed. Either we are sleeping a lot, or we are not sleeping enough. We we tend to uh, have a late night chats. We tend to be in our phones a lot. We tend to get into these Netflix and Amazon and everything, where you can just distract yourself because you're not sleeping enough, and you still need to function, and you are not able to go into that zone where you can be relaxed, where you can be yourself. So that's where the problem arises. So your bodily well-being is the prime checklist that you need to see. Your sleep and your appetite. If these two things are hindered at all, address, reach out, do something about it. That's it. Physical well-being. Now coming to your social, where there are some times where you isolate yourself, where you think that people won't understand and I'll just be myself until I'm okay, then I'll just go out again. So that's where the social issue comes in, where there is a problem, there is a issue, there's always a problem, because it said you are either in the past or in the future. And past means all the issues in the past, all the things that have already happened, but we worry about it. And the future, what will happen, how it will happen, who will come, who will not come. So all these future issues. So considering all these issues, we stop reaching out to people, we stop talking to people, we stop uh, socializing normally. Only we stop that, because again, social aspect is something that is very complicated. I cannot just say that you should not worry about it, you should just reach out, you should just make friends like that, because that's not the case. That will not happen. And social component is a complicated one, but when we know that this helps me or this doesn't help me, we understand. Yes, maybe when there is an issue, I isolate myself, or when something goes wrong with the family, I don't talk to them, I don't talk to my friends also. So these are very little examples that happens a lot, very commonly, that we withdraw ourselves from the situation, and maybe from the people, because we think it will not work out, or it will just exaggerate the situation, it will hamper the problem. Maybe sometimes that's not the case. So see, understand the situation, understand yourself, how you are around people. So that's where you know what to do. So yeah, socially, see how you behave with people when there is a problem. Do you reach out? Do you talk to them? Do you understand how they react? Or do you try to talk about your problem openly, not just surface? So that's where the issue comes in. Yes. Lastly, spiritual. Spiritual is your values, your beliefs. Again, it is also the vibes, because nowadays our millennials are more into vibes. The The vibe is not nice, and I don't know, I don't understand, but something's wrong. That's how we go about it. That's how we understand it. Yeah, maybe something's wrong. Either it's me or them, but yeah, I can't point it out because that's how we know something's there, but I don't know what. So uh, that's when it's time to address what is that something, what is wrong, and is it you, is it the people, is it your social indulgence? Like, do you really want to be there? Because sometimes when you enter into a new place, like your college, this is your orientation day, and you're going to meet a lot of people. Unfortunately, everything's happening online, which is a problem because offline you can still gel up and meet people. So, but for some people, online is great. It's a blessing in disguise because you can have your way, have your pace, and talk to people in your own way, and go about it slowly and calmly because you're in your own space, your comfort zone, and still doing it. So this I think this is the perfect day to understand like where you belong, what do you really need socially aspect, not the career part, because that I think we still have to figure out in a long way. And even if it's not there, it's fine. There are your beautiful professors and people out there who will help you. So yes, understand yourself, and it's a major part of your life that's beginning. So see where you belong and see if you are getting into some things because you want to be accepted socially, because that's a huge thing and that's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you now. However much you can disagree or say that I'm gonna stop, I'm not gonna do anything, but there are some things, not studying, exams, or classes, or all these things, they happen because we want to be accepted socially. And in college, it's a lot susceptible, like kids are. So yes, see where you're going, see what you're doing, and focus on what you need or what you want. Because sometimes we just do things because it's right there, which makes sense, but let's not. Yeah, moving on. Now we are going to do one activity for which I need you guys to have a paper and a pen and yes, a window. We are going to draw a window. It's just a 5 to 6 minutes activity. I'm not going to take a lot of time. So this window is for you to understand your own place in your priority list. That's it. Like where you belong, where do you stand, where is your position, and how to not make your position at last because it's you. And all these aspects of your life need to be aligned if you want to move forward and start this beautiful course of your life that is college. So yes, just draw a window pane, square of sorts, and have four panels. Have four panels like I have on my screen. So these are very empty panels. Don't do anything. And there are some steps that we will go by. So we have a panel. Now this window represents you. So you can color it. If you have some art supplies with you, you can decorate it, or you can just write some words that represent you. You can use words more than colors because sometimes words represent us more accurately than we can represent in a pictorial form. So that's fine. Use however much and however many words, that's fine. So inside the windows, leave that. Now give the window a name. Now the name can be anything that you're looking forward to for the next 2 weeks. Yes, I would like, for example, I would write growth. My window's name would be growth because I'm looking forward to some things that have been happening. And yes, my window's name is growth. You can name anything. And you can share your names on the chat box as well. What's your name? What have you kept? And what are you looking forward to for the next 2 weeks? Yes, fitness. Thank you. Oh, a lot of people have fitness. Amazing. Decision. Yeah, Windows can have a name, but decision. Fighter. Yes, yes, yes. Kindness. Concentration. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Yes, keep that going. And freedom, focus. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we know what we're looking for. Amazing. Joining a tech lab. Amazing. Yes, thank you, guys. And if we have named it, we will move forward to the first panel, that is top right corner, and we will name it physical. And as it's written there, we'll draw or write the things that we do for our physical health. Now, it can be jogging, it can be yoga, it can be resting, and it can be hugging, it can be anything. It can be having your favorite food, if that's in their list. So just your physical health. Do not focus on anything else. Just your physical health. The things that you do for your physical health. There's this thing that I do. I'll drink a lot of water just to keep hydrated, even if I don't need. So spending time, yes, alone or with people, yes, yes. And then if we have done for the physical part, moving on to the next panel in the window, that is top left corner. Your mental health. What do you do for your mental health? It could be writing, journaling, or talking about yourself, or mental health, breathing. Yes, breathing, and then looking after your nutrition, or we can have focus, yeah, exercise or art. Yes, 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 beautiful. So these little things that we do for our mental health, we go on a walk, we clear out our head by doing some things. So these are for the mental health. And then, yes, if we are done, we moving forward to the third panel, that is emotional health. So emotional health is slightly different from mental health. Emotional health is your emotions and feelings, and how do you channel them. Mental health is more about your thoughts, your behavior, your actions. So there is a slight difference between emotional and mental. Mental health can be resolved by doing these things that we have on your chat box as well. A lot of people have written meditation, walking, eating, and spending time with people, by which mental health can have some effect. But emotional health, we need some objective exercises, that is talking about yourself or expressing in a healthy way or finding a healthy channel. So these are things that we do for emotional health. So do not confuse between the both, and understand where your emotional health lies, and do you even do anything about your emotional health. Because when we sit and think about it, like right now, we'll understand that there is nothing actually we do about our emotional health. And it is high time we start doing something, because you're starting a new chapter in your life, which is going to be hectic in a lot more aspects. So keeping up with your emotional and mental health is an important integral part. So yes, emotional health, crying out loud and giving yourself space is one of them that we do not do, that we do not even consider, which is a problem. So yes, emotional health. What do we do about it? How do we go about it? Do we even do anything about it? So yes. Oh, I have some things. Stay connected with your parents. Yes. Self-talk. That helps. And yoga is, yes, yoga is a major thing. Yes. Mindfulness. I use mindfulness is umbrella thing. We can really achieve it, but there are so many little things in mindfulness that we need to have to achieve mindfulness, because it's a beautiful concept and it feels nice to say, but can we have it in just one activity or 1 hour or 1 week? So how do we really achieve it? That's how we go about it. And then lastly, social health. How do we go about it? uh, Social health is your active social life, your friends, your family, yourself. How often do you go out? How often do you talk to people? And what if, what do you do if you're lacking in your social health? Because we are humans, we are social animals, so we cannot say we don't need people, or we can just survive without going out, without having these get together or having someone around. So social health, yes, um, have some focus on that. And then now, when you're done, go through the whole window and see what is there. Like, does this actually show the real you? I'll give you a minute. Yes. Now I need people to put it in the chat box. Does this window show the real you? Does this window showcase or represent who you really are? What do you do? Or does this window show that uh, your everyday activity or your everyday self is what you think you are, or what you think, or what you say that I am very maintaining, I know what I do? Is this representing, is the window representing yourself, or not? So understand. And how do you go about it? If it's not, then there are some changes to be made. And if yes, then wonderful, then wonderful. This is how we are to ourselves, this is how we treat ourselves. So understand, what we think we do or what we do are two major different things. So sometimes we mix both of them. We say a lot of things, we claim a lot of things, but when it comes to it, we lack, or we don't find time, or we are doing things that are required by the society or by the people around you. So you don't really focus on yourself. So these are the major parts where we need to focus, where we need to understand that, yeah, something needs to be done about it. Yes. And lastly, self-care and selfishness. These are two different things that we mix up when it comes to your social health or your mental health. We do some things that people say that you're being selfish, or you're just thinking about yourself, which is not true, right? So here is a clear difference how you can understand if you're being selfish or you're really caring for yourself. Like setting boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries means you know your limitations, that I can handle this much only. So I'll just go about it for this much time, or this much people, or this much capacity, my emotional capacity. So that's how you know I need to set some boundary here. So if you're not considering other people and you're just going about yourself, I don't need this, I don't like this, and you're not considering other people, that yeah, maybe someone else needs this, maybe someone else would be happy with this. So that's where we know something's wrong, and I'm being selfish, or this is not self-care. So where do you draw the line? So others, when you're not hurting others, when you're not challenging others, or where you're not harming others, that's where you know this is fine. So one more, you know that you're enough. That is self-care. That means you do not have anything to prove to other people, that I can do this, I have this, I have the skill, I have it in me, I can do this. So that's where you have to draw a line, that I know I am enough, and I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to go forward and keep my mental health, emotional health on stake to just prove that to others. So that's where your self confidence comes in. That's where you know you're enough, and that's where you know that yeah, I can. And this is considering yourself. And again, no intention to harm others, where your only intention is to safeguard yourself. That's where you know you're right. But when we go on to harm others, or think about what other people will see, or think about what other people will think, that's where we know this is not balanced, and including everyone around. So harm to others includes everyone around as well, like people in our family, because with our family we have this freedom of expression, where we can just say anything, we can just do anything, which is fine, which is okay, but we should not be harming them emotionally or mentally or physically. So that's where we need to draw a line. We will do whatever we want, but we'll not harm others. That goes for the closest person you have as well. Consideration, because with people who are close to us, we take them for granted, and we say that yeah, they will understand, or they will get it, which will not be the case for the long term, right? And then feels good about yourself. So if you do something and you feel good about it, you do it. But if you do it because other people said you should be doing, then it's not self-care, and then it's something more than not balanced, and more than unhealthy. Yes. And you feel guilty of your actions. That's where you know it's not self-care, where you do things and you feel guilty, you feel ashamed, or you feel you are made to feel. Sometimes that happens socially. People make you feel that you are being selfish, or you should be feeling guilty about doing this, you're still doing it. So these things we need to know where to draw line, where to draw the boundary. And yes, if you know, if you're aware, that's where you know, yeah, I can do it, and I am enough. So going back to conclusion, however you want to lead a life, you can, and you can function really well if you are doing whatever you want to. But if it's affecting your basic living, basic functioning that we saw before, that like your appetite, your sleep, your social life, your vibes, then you know there is something to address. And yes, any issue, any problem, any incident, if that thing is affecting other parts of your life, then there is something wrong. And if not, then you know you can resolve it, you can go forward and do something about it. But that's the thing, uh, understand these other factors, understand your different aspects of life. For me, these aspects could be my people, people around me. So that's when I know if people are withdrawing from me and if I am withdrawing, then there's something wrong. So basic, I cannot stress this enough. Know yourself, know your tendencies, and that's where you can address. And thank you guys, thank you so much. I can take questions now if